Sadya po kasing init ng panahon ang ating mga salpukan. Dito po sa Araneta Coliseum sa ating classification phase ng Philippine Cup na PBA. At ito po ang ating pangalawang handog sa inyo ngayong araw ng linggo. Coca-Cola Phonepals against the raging Coca-Cola Tigers. Dito po sa ating second game sa ating Sunday offering ngayong araw ng linggo dito sa Araneta Coliseum. Magandang gabi po, Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, at din po sa ating mga manonood sa ibahin ng dagat. Ito po ang PBA at ang ating second game nga po, Phonepals versus Tigers. Ako po si Ed Pixon kasama si Coach Norman Black para sa ABC Sports at para po dito sa ating second game na ating tinagurian. Ang ating game scoring nga po mga kaibigan, iwas kulerat at iwas talo. Ayaw po maging kulerat ng Phonepals sapagkat nasa bingit sila dyan. At ito naman Phonepals hindi pa natatalo dito sa ating conference. Shock na kanila po susubuking iwasan yan. Good evening, Norman Black. How are you?
Magandang gabi, Ed. Magandang gabi to all the PBA fans out there. Of course, you have your standings on the screen right now. We're looking at two teams that really are at the opposites, with Coca-Cola being on top of a 4-0 card and Talking Text tied with Central Lucia actually for last place at 1-3.
Alright, at nabagita nga po natin kanina yung ating game story. Ayaw po maging kulelat ng Talking Text Phonepals at ayaw naman siyempre magkaroon ng pagkatalo itong Coca-Cola Tigers. Kaya iwas kulelat laban sa iwas talo. Sino po ang mamamayani sa kanilang mga objective? Ngayong hapon malalaman po natin maya-maya pagkatapos ng laro. Okay mga kaibigan, pag-usapan naman natin ang mga statistics. Let's go to the key statistics for this game, Coach Norman. Let's see how they've been faring, how they've been scoring, and how they've been scored against in the past few games.
Okay, let's take a look at the team stats. You see them on your screen. Scoring is in favor of the Talking Text team. As expected, they are averaging 87.5 points per game. Of course, Coca-Cola at 85 points. The problem is the defense. Coach Derek Pumaran has been wanting to really concentrate on defense for the Talking Text team, but they're still giving up 88.8 points per game. And if you compare that to the conference best, 74 per game given up by Coca-Cola, you see a very big difference there between the two teams. And three-point field goal percentage also in favor of Talking Text, a better shooting team. Turnovers, that's another problem for Talking Text, averaging 21 a game, only 16.8 for Coke. So some of the key categories are really going towards the Coca-Cola team, particularly taking care of the basketball and playing better defense.
Alam natin mga kaibigan, malaki po inaasahan sa Talking Text Phonepals. Pero alam naman natin, nag-take over lang po ni Coach Derek Pumaran doon sa pagtatapos, halos pagtatapos po ng last conference. So siguro, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang kanilang adjustment, although they had a big win over the Pure Foods Chunky Giants back in Hong Kong a couple of weeks ago. Ngayon mga kaibigan, meron po mga magandang senyales para sa Talking Text Phonepals because they've got a couple of players who have been stepping up and delivering the goods as far as scoring is concerned. One of them, of course, is the speedy player named Mac Cardona. At dito po makikita ninyo kung gaano kabilis yan. At nagpapakita po gilas po itong si Mac Cardona sa kanyang pagsuot ng kanyang TNT or Talking Text uniform. Malaki po yung nasahan dito kay Mac Cardona sa kanyang pagpasok dito sa PBA. At dito maaaring mag-break in na. Mag-break out na itong si Mac Cardona in that last game that they had in that loss against the Alaska Aces last Friday. This is what he did.
Yes, he really had a breakout game, scoring 15 points in that game, and he actually started the game for Coach Derek Pumaran. If you're Coach Derek Pumaran, it's very early in the season. You just got in as far as being head coach is concerned. The system is different. You're looking for positives. Cardona was a positive in the last outing for Talking Text, scoring those 15 points. And of course, he brings a lot of good defense as far as being able to pressure the basketball. So that has been a big plus for the Talking Text team.
Of course, being able to also get Cardona in after Willie Miller certainly would be a big plus para sa Talking Text Phonepals. Well, we had a short chat with Mac Cardona, and this is what he had to say.
Yung kumpiyansa ko parang bumalik kasi last conference parang yung kumpiyansa ko sa sarili ko parang wala kahit na makashoot ako parang sarili ko parang samba pa. Pero eto si Coach Derek, binigyan niya ako ng pagkakataon para mapakita ko yung talent ko dito sa PBA.
Alright, mga kaibigan, at yun, malaking bagay yan. If he has already had the confidence that he's talking about, then that should be a warning to the opposition if Mac Cardona has really reached that level of confidence that he feels comfortable with.
Well, confidence is what all players strive for, Ed. Once you get that confidence, it's very easy to keep it. The problem is getting it. Of course, if the coach gives you a lot of playing time and he shows you that he wants you to be a part of the system, then it's easier to have a lot of confidence. So all he has to do is go out and perform.
Alright, mga kaibigan, we did mention that a couple of players have really shown that they can help the Talking Text Phonepals. Yung isa nun, mga kaibigan, galing sa Air 21 last year, kinuha po ng Talking Text Phonepals, at kayo din, yung kanilang huling laban against the last Friday, although natalo sila ron, John Ferriol has shown that inside game that he has can really help out the Talking Text Phonepals. You see him there following up a Willie Miller list. And in that particular game, last Friday against Alaska, ito makikita ninyo yung halaga ni John Ferriol sa ilalim. Nagbinti si Asi Taulaba and he put it back. And these are the numbers of John Ferriol's last Friday.
Well, I really think John Ferriol was a very good pickup for the Talking Text team. He's still in his early 30s. He's still a very good player coming off the bench. And, you know, with Asi Talaba getting a lot of attention, a lot of teams are going to double team Asi every time he touches the basketball. A guy like John Ferriol is very good at taking advantage of the weak side, getting to the offensive board, catching the ball on rotation, and making those short jump shots.
Okay, gaya po ni Mac Cardona, mga kaibigan, kinausap din po namin si John Ferriol.
Sabi niya, continue mo lang din yung ginagawa ko. So, sabi ko, gagawin ko lang yung pinapagawa niya sa akin during practice, so i-apply ko sa game. So, kasi una, sabi niya sa akin, ano ko lang, depensa, gano'n. Yung sa akin naman, bonus niya yung puntos. Yung sa akin, depensa, rebound, para makatulong lang kinala Ashley, Jimmy, kinala Harvey.
Well, we know that John Ferriol is a man of few words, but certainly, nakita niyo naman yung in action. Ito si John Ferriol, he can do a lot para sa kanyang koponan, especially with the inside game. Ngayon naman, mga kaibigan, puntahan natin ang Coca-Cola Tigers. Ito ang mga namamayagpag na koponan dito po sa ating Philippine Cup sa kasalukuyan. And one of their players has been adjudged as the Player of the Week. And this is a veteran who also doesn't mind doing the dirty work. That's Dale Singson. Alam naman natin ito si Dale Singson. Marami po pwedeng gawin ito. Pwedeng mag-drive at maglaro sa loob. Pwede rin tumira yan sa labas. Kapag he also is an owner of a mean three-point shot, as you can see here. Dale Singson, Player of the Week from the Coca-Cola Tigers against San Miguel Beer last Sunday, had 13 points. As you will see here, 2 out of 3 from the three-point line, 1 steal, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds, Coach Norman.
Well, everybody knows that Ali Peak is probably the most dominant player for the Coca-Cola team, but Dale Singson has been coming through in the clutch. He's had a couple of good games where he's come through big time in the fourth quarter. Last time out, 13 points, 2 out of 3 from three-point range. Dale Singson is a two-way player, Ed. He plays good defense, but he can also deliver the offense.
Well, alam natin mga kaibigan, marami po ang maasa na itong Talking Text. They'll somehow hit its stride, pero the Coca-Cola po nilang manalo rin sa ating Philippine Cup. Maganda crowd po ang sumama sa atin ngayong gabi dito po sa Araneta Coliseum sa Cubao, Quezon City. At bakit hindi? Magaganda po mga laro. At alalahanin po natin, tuloy pa rin yung ating 10 pisong promo dito sa Araneta Coliseum, ganyan din sa Cuneta Astrodome at sa Inaris Center para doon sa ating general admission. Willie Miller going baseline and drawing first blood para sa laro ito.
Well, Coach Binky Favas really preaches defense, and I'm sure he's not very happy with that first play. Quite an easy basket there for Willie Miller.
Well, he overshot it by a mile.
Try another easy basket.
That's a play here by Talking Text Harvey Carey on the fast break play by Talking Text, smoking here in the first few seconds of the ball game. And a Pirana against Junior na pagpakandayan. Ali Peak versus Asi Taulama. Okay rin yan. Banggaan ang banggaan niya sa ilalim. And there's an ear steal there by Willie Miller, challenging Ali Peak for possession. And ano yun? I thought the buzzer sounded.
Well, it did sound, and we'll have to find out whether it sounded before the jump ball was called. If it did, that means the ball should go to Talking Tex. Instead, it's going to be a jump ball. So that was good for Coca-Cola.
The referees consulted with the table officials, and it was deemed that the call came bago po yung pagtunog ng buzzer for the 24-second violation. John Arrigo gets open. Oh, yeah.
John Arrigo.
First 2 points here for Coca-Cola. Talking Tex to the 2-point lead. Out of this is Jimmy Alapag, blowing by Derek Miranda. Left-handed layup is good by Jimmy Alapag.
Well, how about that? Talking Tex starting off with 3 straight layups to start the game, and they're very aggressive going to the basket.
Well, we did mention Coach Norman at the start of this coverage that Coca-Cola has been doing great guns on defense, allowing only 74 points to the opposition as compared to Talking Tex, which has so far been allowing almost 89 points.
Well, what that means is Coca-Cola is the #1 defensive team in the league, but here they go again. Talking Tex on the run.
Are we seeing the team of Derek Kumaran coming through here? The defensive play of Talking Tex has really been very impressive in the early going. Nakita po natin ang fast break plays ng Talking Tex because of good defense, at least 2.
You can't get much higher percentage shots than they've been taking. 4 straight layups here.
Yeah, Will Antonio, good play. And the jumper is good as well. Over Mac. Another nice pass. Underneath to Harvey Carey.
And Coach Babas is beside himself on the sidelines. He cannot believe what's happening to his defense very early here in the game.
That is a 6-point lead here by Talking Tex to 10-4. And we see Willie Miller hitting the deck together with John Arrigo. And an offensive foul is going to be called on John Arrigo. His first. As you can tell, hindi po nagustuhan ni John Arrigo yung tawag niya, but of course it'll
have
stay.
to be careful, otherwise he's going to pick up a technical.
You don't want that. Narito si Jimmy Alapag against Derek Miranda. At ito, maganda rin matchup yan. Si Tao Lava. Inabot kay Jimmy Alapag. There's the give and go. And again, Harvey Carey. Now with 8 points in the game. 8 of the 10 points of Talking Tex coming from Harvey Carey. Well, he's been the beneficiary, and this last one coming from Jimmy Alapag. At maaga po tumawag ng timeout. Ito si Coach Vicky Favis as they fall behind by 8 points in the early going. That's our score, 12-4. We'll be back with more action here at the Araneta Coliseum in a while. All right, mga kaibigan, as you look at Ali Peak there, they're behind by 8 points, 12-4 in the early going. Dominic Uy, anong balita dyan?
Thank you, Ed. Itong si Ali Peak at si Asi Taulava, arguably the best centers dito sa ating PBA. At yung numbers nila, makikita natin dito sa stats na ipapakita natin sa kanila. Look at their stats, 15 points, 16 points naman para dito kay Ali Peak. You know, just tremendous all-around game for these two guys. Pero sabi nga ni Asi Taulava, itong game na to para daw playoff game dahil kailangan nila manalo. So, tignan natin itong matchup ni Asi at ni Ali.
Well, sigurado tayong maraming pinanonood yung matchup na yan sapagkat very interesting yan. Samantala, John Arrigo picked up by Harvey Carey here and he loses possession.
That's going to be a turnover there.
Yeah, and again, John Arrigo.
Well, John Arrigo could have gotten that basketball, but he was expecting a foul to be called, and it was not called. And
that's a basic in basketball. You don't presume that anything.
Hear a whistle, keep playing. Well, the problem for Coca-Cola right now is their transition defense has not been good as Talking Tex does commit a turnover there.
That's the first. Talking Tex and John Arrigo still seething here. And sometimes it can turn that into a positive thing. Yung medyo galit mo, gamitin mo na yan para maging positive yung outcome. Asitaw laban kay Ali Pig, dinabas kay Jimmy Alapag against Derek Miranda. He takes it inside. And he passes it off again to Harvey Carey. 10 points.
5 for 5 from the field, and hey, that's 7 layups for the Talking Tex team. Take a look at this. Nice spin move off the backboard there by Harvey Carey.
And the thing is, Harvey Carey has been, as we said, the recipient of nice assists from his teammates. The last two coming from Jimmy Alapag. At talaga namang Harvey Carey has been moving well without the basketball, being at the right place at the right time on offense here. 3-point play by Harvey Carey completed. At ito si Ali Peak against Asi Taulava. Yan po yung binabanggit ni Dominic kanina na matchup na gusto naku, may offensive foul.
And that's the second time Ali Pika has tried to force his way against the immovable object of Asi Talava. Ali's going to have to recognize that help defense comes in. He might have to pick up that basketball and try and move it.
Yeah. First personal foul on Ali Peak. At lamang ng Sham ang Talk and Text Phonepals over the Coca-Cola Tigers. At ito si Willie Miller trying to shake off John Arrigo. Ooh, ganda sana pero hindi pumasok. Asi Taulava tipping it in. Wala pa rin. Willie Miller gets it back. And they've got a fresh 24-second shot clock pero tubira na rin. Si Willie Miller, nothing there. And Will Antonio grabs the rebound para sa Coca-Cola. Here comes John Arrigo. Arrigo looking at Rafi Rivas. Limit a back on him. Turnover story, 4 against 1 in favor of Talk and Text. Will Antonio misses the shot from three-point country.
On that last play, Willie Miller was actually guarding Rafi Rivas. You have to try to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Ito na kayo sa Macardona inside. Finds Willie Miller. Medyo nakalangan si Willie Miller. Nagbitis siya dyan just a moment ago. Miller. Gets it over to Asi Taulava for the jump shot. Not his shot, really. Hey, shot clock still running. Alapag misses the three-point shot, but it goes to Asi Taulava. And they'll reset. Alapag against Miranda. Mac Cardona. Nice spin by Mac Cardona. And Ali P comes down with the rebound para sa Coke. And it is a Derek Miranda. Miranda in the front court. And a steal by Mac Cardona of the pass. And Will Antonio preventing him from doing anything.
And they will give him 2 shots on the play as he was going for the basket. And that's what Mac brings defensively. He can get into the passing lane. He's very quick. He can really anticipate. Look at the steal here. And really, William Antonio had nothing else to do but the foul on the play.
Well, he was all over Mac Cardona there, making sure na hindi makaka-lay up itong si Mac Cardona. But he will try and take the 3 points from the free throw line. You were telling me something about the free throws of Talk and Text just before we went on the air, Coach Norman.
Well, in 4 games, they've missed 42 foul shots, and
that's more than 10 points a game.
That's correct, and if you look at their numbers, they're only -5 as far as their offense and defense is concerned, so they could have had a lot more wins.
Oh, yeah.
If they had just shot a decent percentage from the foul line.
So they're working on that. Rafi Rivas gets it back to Derek Miranda. Tanagawin kay Rivas. Lumalabas si Will Antonio. Picked up by Mac Cardona. Narito si Miranda. Binigay ulit kay Ali P. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Derek Miranda would like to take this. 3-point shot. Almost but not quite. And Harvey Carey with the rebound. Binigay kay Jimmy Alapag. Alapag into the front court. Big man to Miranda. Press! Yeah! PM Presyan. Natin sa inyo na bagong PM Power to the people.
Well, definitely Talking Text putting the metal to the pedal here.
Oh, yeah.
Very early in the game.
Matinding arangkada ito ng Talk and Text Phonepals. We've got a 14-point lead. John Arrigo had to change his shot because of Willie Miller's defense. But Ali Peak got it back. Inside, Rafi Rivas on a fishing expedition. And Coach Derek Tumaran nag-mumwes na sabi niya, nakataas lang yung kamay ng bata ko. Pero natawagan ng foul. Si Harvey Carey, first personal on Harvey Carey, and the second team foul on Talk and Text.
Well, actually, the combination of Ali Peak, Billy Mamaril, and Rafi Rivas have really done a great job for Coca-Cola very early in the conference, really manning the middle for Coach Babas. And if you combine those 3 guys together, you have a pretty strong front court.
Oh yeah, talagang mabigat yun. Malalaki. And they're pretty strong too. Samantala, pumasok na po si Dale Singson para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. Rafi Rivas. You know, you don't see it on your screens, but Binky Fabis is actually hugging John Arrigo. trying to calm him down. Medyo mainit ito si John Arrigo. He feels that the calls have not really been going their way. Out of the seat, Willie Miller. Miller gets open for the short jumper. Wala. Ali Peak para sa rebound. Binigay kay Dale Singson. Singson into the front court. Sinasalubong ni Willie Miller. And high in the sky play intended for Rafi Rivas goes awry. Alapag pulls up. Binigay kay Miller. Miller against Miranda. There's the bounce pass to Cardona at the corner. Cardona says, let's set this one up. Jimmy Alapag against Dale Singson. Miller posting up against Dennis Miranda. Willie Miller goes for the jump shot. Air ball. And Rivas for the rebound. There's 4:56 remaining here in the first quarter. Still a 14-point lead. Medyo napaku tayo sa 26. 20-6 here. It will score a 14-point lead by Talking Text. Out of this, Dale Singson looking at Ali Peak. Ali Peak now gives the pick inside. Nice pass by Dale Singson. Exactly.
A good find there as they seem to be leaving Rafi Rivas open on the offensive end. Or either he's ending up in mismatches with smaller players.
They should capitalize on that. Medyo malaki-laki na habol ng kagad ngayon ng Coca-Cola. Jimmy Alapag. Pinasa kay Willie Miller. Titira ng tres. Wala. And Rivas with the rebound out to Derek Miranda. Sinasalubong ni Max Cardona. Tuloy-tuloy. And that one doesn't go, pero nakakuha ng foul si Dennis Miranda. And we'll take 2 shots from the line.
Cardona was there defensively, but he did come down on the arm of Miranda, so he is going to pick up the foul. And so far, Willie Miller has had a tough time shooting from the floor.
That's right. He has missed several jumpers, mostly from the left side of the court.
Well, the thing is there, he's been open. He's been wide open on a couple of them.
And you know, the Willie Miller, once he gets going, he can really hurt you.
Well, he is the leading scorer for Talking Text at 18.2 points per game. As Rafi Rivas is going to take a break. And of course, Billy Mamarill's in the game.
Dominic, may balita ba tayo dyan?
Ed, itong Coca-Cola Tigers, kung titignan mo, they're 4-0. A lot of people are thinking na ano ba nangyari? Why are they playing so well? I was talking to the coaching staff and sabi na, we're not doing anything differently. Sabi na, they've just accepted the system. Hindi na namin hard selling sistema. So it has come and it has matured already. At masasabi mo na parang baka ganito rin yung nangyayari sa Talk and Text na kung ano yung nangyayari sa Coca-Cola Tigers last conference when they were struggling earlier on. Itong Talk and Text, Coach Norman.
Well, Talking Text looks pretty good right now at the start of this basketball game. Of course, Coca-Cola has done a good job so far this conference, but something happened in that last game against Alaska for Talking Text because they've come out here on fire.
And did you see that last play where it was Asita Ulama who gave the assist to Harvey Carey, and Carey scored again?
Then Carey came back with the block shot on the other end. Here comes Max Cardona.
Ooh, tumalog lang. Hindi pumasok. Narito ngayon si Johnny Abarientos who has come off the bench together with Billy Mamaril para dito sa Coca-Cola Tigers. Will Antonio binigay kay Ali Pig sa ibabaw. There's Will Antonio seeing daylight. Pumasok ang tira to cut the lead down to 11 points, 22-11 so far.
Well, Antonio has been an unsung hero for Coca-Cola, averaging 11.2 points per game and getting a lot of playing time, 31 minutes per game from Coach Babbitt.
And they swing it over to the baseline to Jimmy Alapag. Labas kay Cardona. Cardona making his move to get inside the paint. At tatawagan Will Antonio.
So Antonio is known as a pretty good defender, but that time Cardona with the quicker first step.
Second personal foul on Will Antonio. There's a timeout by the Talk and Text Phonepals. Ang ating score 22-11. Ayun yung sinasabi natin, magandang pasa na naman kay Harvey Carey. Ang dami nagbibigay kay Harvey Carey. That time it was Asi Taulava. 22-11, Talk and Text. Lahat ng pumasa. At lahat ng hindi. Better luck next time. Konting tagala. Asi Taulava and their team.
That's correct. Talk and Text has been setting a lot of cross screens for Asi Taulava to get into the post. And that time he should have had a good pump fake against Ali Peach to score that basket.
Nice break by Johnny Abarretos, and he passes back to Ali Peak. Ali Peak picks it up and scores. At balik naman sa 11 kalamangan ng Talk and Text. Asitaw Lava looking around. At ito si Leo Avenido. Alapag. And his pass bounced off someone. He gets it back. Gets inside the paint, and Ali Pete going up for that shot block. Out of this, Johnny Abarientos looking around. Decides to go for it. Air ball. Miller to Alapag. Harvey Carey. They swing it over to Leo Abedito for the three-point shot. Nothing there. Billy Mamaril. And empty pass to Ali Pink over Asitaw Lava. Harvey Carey with the rebound. Di ba nagbabago ating score? 24-13, 11-point lead para sa Talk and Text na sa kanilang bola. American 6 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Asitaw Lava umatras lamang kay Ali Pink. There's a triple team on him actually. Wait a minute. Agawan sa loob. Oy, loose ball. And Asitaw Lava recovers it para sa Talk and Text. They've got a fresh 24-second shot clock. There's Jimmy Alapag. Calling Harvey Carey. Alapag. The ball pass to Carey. Nice play by Jimmy Alapag to Harvey Carey. Again, Carey getting the passes from his teammates and just knowing what to do with it.
Well, Carey paused for a second there until the lane cleared up, and then he cut to the basket. He was wide open for the layup.
All right, there goes to Dale Singson. Also trying a nifty pass, but that one blew up in their face. And a bad lead pass there by Jimmy Alapag intended for Asitaw Lava on the transition play.
Well, clock management is everything, and Jimmy Alapag saw Asi running that time, but he could have just held the basketball, and the last shot would have gone to Talk and Text. Instead, it's a turnover, and the ball goes back to Coca-Cola.
Last 15 seconds of the first quarter. At may pagkakataon po itong Coca-Cola na tapyasin itong 13 puntos na kalamangan ng Talk and Text. With a better will be called for his first personal foul. Only the 14th foul here for Talk and Text. So, walang free throws pa. 11 seconds remaining in the first period. Dale Singson maglalabas ng bola para sa Coca-Cola Tigers. 13 ang hinahabol nila. As we end the first quarter, Johnny Abarientos looking around. Binigay kay Rafi Rivas. Will try the three. Not there. And the loose ball picked up by Winnie Bitter. Stolen by Dale Singson. Pero wala ng oras. And the buzzer sounds to end action here for a scintillating start by the Talk and Text Phonepals starring Harvey Carey. And as we said, you also have to give credit to his teammates. Dahil lahat ng putos ito nanggaling sa mga magagandang assist katulad nito. Kaling kay Jimmy Alapag. At pero ang maganda kay Harvey Carey ay hindi naman niya dinidisappoint sa kanyang mga kakampi. Dito po sa first quarter na laro ito, keeps the putos kay Harvey Carey and a 13-point lead by Talk and Text. And our score update, sir. Hanggang sa inyo ng Gold Eagle Beer, sir. Ang kondisyon sa may ambisyon. Second quarter.